Hello all, Jamie Rodgers here from Craftmania, and today I thought we'd have a little look at making an Art Deco inspired card with the brand new Sue Wilson collection. Now I'm sure you've seen quite a bit of inspiration from this collection already by myself and of course the incredible design team at Creative Expressions, as well as Sue Wilson herself on the Craftmania main page and of course in our group. But today I thought it would be nice to share with you an idea that I've got that I thought worked quite nicely. So I'm starting off here and I'm stamping the layered Carnation stamp. Now I've just chose to use some Memento ink for this, but you could be using whichever brand of ink you would like to. These are rubber stamps that coordinate perfectly with actual dies so that we can cut out perfectly the matching image when we send it through the machine. Now this is a real game changer in my opinion, because it means that we can end up with the most beautiful flowers. And do watch the end of the video because I'll put in a couple of other cards I've made with these flowers so you can see them. And on the screen you should be seeing the actual products appear for you as well, so you can see what you're looking for when you hit up the website. Now of course the website is www.craftmaniacrafts.com. Now once them flowers have actually gone through and cut out, we can start forming and building them to create the most beautiful flowers, as you can see. Now these flowers also come with leaves, and the stamp sets also have the leaves included, and of course the die set has the dies included for you to cut out these beautiful little leaves to go with your flowers. Now one tip I would give you is to of course stencil tape down your die before you send it through your machine. But if you forget, or if it moves still, which does sometimes happen, there is a bit of a tip I'd give you, which is just use the same ink pad as which you did your stamping. Use something along the lines of a smoothie, pick the ink up and just go around the edges. And by doing so, you'll cover up any shadow that you created when you was doing your cutting. Never bin it, it doesn't need to be binned. Just sort of go around the edges and you can cover up any movement. Or if you haven't quite lined your die up, we've all been there, it happens. And it's ever so easy to correct. So once we've got our leaves and our flowers ready, we can start talking about the actual card. Now, as I mentioned, this is quite a quick video, so I have cheated and I've gone ahead and done quite a few of the steps already. So we're going to be using the fan border. Now, this is just one of the Art Deco dies that Sue has come out with, and they're all incredible, and she's really put a lot of thought into how they're working. And keep an eye out, because there is a couple of videos that we'll be sharing on the channel to give you ideas with this collection. Now, one of the nice bits about this die in particular is how it has a separate background die and then a separate panel die. Now this is quite important because what it means is we've got the ability to cut backing plates to go underneath this panel, like so. If we wanted to, we could put a colour under there or a self-adhesive sheet and then put through some glitters, aurora flakes, gilding flakes, any of them sort of products. It also means that we can nest it inside the actual die. So we've got the filigree panel inside the outside die, and we can cut that out as a separate item. So it's a completely on its own panel, ready to use as you wish. The other bonus to having them as separate means that we can actually bring this panel in and we can carry on cutting down the cardstock and do what I tend to refer to as tile cutting by building up the actual cuts. And of course you can offset them or you can do them perfectly in line and make up much larger panels. And with a die like this, that's great because it means that you've bought a smaller, less expensive die, but you can achieve big backgrounds with it, the same as if you'd gone and bought a big die. So money saving tip for you, always look to how many ways you can cut a die like this one. Another way of using it as well is you can actually inlay it back into your original cut and send it through the machine again, and that works quite nicely if you'd like to do really long strips perhaps. Maybe you want to wrap these around the end of crackers at Christmas time, or decorations around candles, or anything along them lines. That's going to work nicely for you. As a scrapbooker, I'm always looking for ways to make borders to go across my 12-inch pages. This would work perfectly for that as well. So once we have our panel ready and we're happy with what we've created, I'm going to leave mine, as you can see, cut into the white cardstock. I'm going to bring in some of our Dries Clear Cosmic Shimmer glue, and we're going to add a little bit of this around our card. Now typically I've picked up the bottle that I've left to the one side for a little while and it's decided to block, but it's no fear, I have another bottle to hand. Now if that ever happens, the pins are there for a good reason. Just clear that out and your bottle will be good to go again, do not fear. But I don't want to hold you up, there's no need to watch me unplug glue. when I've got a spare one. So we'll add a bit of glue onto the reverse of this and we can stick it down. Now the glue of choice for me is always Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It will dry clear, so if any comes out from around the edges of my panel, I don't have to worry. Once it's set, you're not going to see it. And to me, that's brilliant because I am quite a messy crafter and sometimes I don't want to have to worry about what's going to be seen and what isn't. And this is a good way to not have to worry about that. Now onto the actual panel, I'm going to add on some of our little gems. Now again, if you've been on the Craftmania website, you may have already seen these. These are our 3mm gems and you get something like, I want to go out on a limb here and I might be wrong, but I think it's something like 1,000 gems on a sheet for £1. So they're incredible value. Do have a little look under the gems section on the website and I'm sure you'll see them. But we do loads of different gems, lots of different sizes, lots of different types of decorations. But adding them into that little part of the fan there looks really pretty. Now, of course, as you can see, and as I have held this on here, we could, of course, go for a more portrait design, but I actually want to use this as a landscape because I know the sentiment I want to put on here is going to go over this side. So I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to add some glue on the reverse. The card I'm using for the black here is our Foundations black card. And if you pop onto the Craftmania website, you can now buy that in single sheets, so you can get a little taster of them. You can buy them in packs of 10 and you can buy them in packs of 20. The more you buy, the more you save. But sometimes it's nice to be able to build up a bit of a rainbow of colours without costing the earth, isn't it? There's loads of different shades of the Foundations card as well. So there's a right little rainbow that you could be building up. And we also carry all the speciality ones as well. So all of the pearls, the acetates, the mirrors, all of them fancy bits that are going to really make your card stand out too. Now, for my sentiment, I've gone for one of the Art Deco sayings. This is the Birthday Wishes die set from Sue Wilson. And one of the nice bits with this is, I don't know how well you're going to see this, but Sue's actually put onto this some deboss work as well. So if you wanted to go in with a gel pen and highlight that, you could do. You could use your polishes over the top, you could use your inks, you could highlight that deboss, but actually I quite like it all left in one colour. So I've done my die cut from the same matching black Foundations card as what we've used in the background. Now I'm going to bring in the flowers. Now you see these, and we see these coming together. We're going to go for the larger one, or slightly over actually. And I've put that one onto a foam pad. And then this one I'm going to add on some glue. And I've done the 2 levels because I want to tuck this one slightly under the first one. Now in the middles of these flowers, these are gorgeous. These are our gems. Again, these come on a big sheet for only £1. These are the small ones. We do larger ones by a different company. They're about £1.29 and you don't get quite as many. But actually these smaller ones are like £1 and you get a long sheet of them. There's loads of them on there and they make the perfect centres for the flowers. Now with the leaves, Sue's actually added on a little score line down the middle. So when you want to use these, to form them is really easy. Literally just take the leaf, fold it against the score line and it is ready to go. Now you can see on the back here, I've done a bit of colouring around mine with the smoothie like I shared with you earlier. And that's quite a nice way just to make sure that you've got a darker edge to it than also what's stamped. Because sometimes, of course, with stamps, we get a slightly lighter finish than we can do when we're blending our inks. So I'm just going to add in a couple more of these and this will complete our very simple quick card. This video is all about just showing you how you could batch make cards very quickly, very easily with this lovely Art Deco collection. Now there are many dies in the Art Deco set, so do check them out on the Craftmania website. I have a feeling that when we launch this video, they're all on offer. They'll have 15% off at the moment, so do go stock up on them while we've got them. But they're a beautiful collection for you to have a little look at. And of course, don't forget your layered Carnation stamp and die set. Again, you'll find them on the Craftmania website. The website, of course, once again, is www.craftmaniacraft.com. P&P is completely free anytime you spend over £5 if you're within the UK. And if you live internationally and would like any of these bits and bobs sent to you, that's no problem. At international, P&P is currently capped at £10. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and I'll do my very best to answer them for you. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.